So as a norm, as a gun owner, there comes a point where you reach an impasse as to wanting to sell a certain firearm to further your collection, or to alleviate your bills. I personally have come to said point, and I am quite impulsive, but as far as firearm purchase, I am quite informed and I do my research. And the thing that kept tripping me up, which I thought was pretty interesting, and I wanted to put out there, was in the consideration between the Smith & Wesson 686 Plus and the beautiful Colt Lawman. Both chambered in 357 38 special, both with the snub-ish nose and beautiful shrouded cylinder bar, both with extremely motivated grips, one being beautiful classic wood on the Colt and one being the VZ composite. However, the greatest difference between the two is the finish. So the finish of the Smith & Wesson, and the one I prefer most, is the stainless steel. Now the finish on the Colt is the bluing. Now the thing that was causing me the most problem was the fact that I hate fucking bluing. I mean, there really is no point to continue that tradition. With the materials we have today and the chromium within the matrix of the steel, you really don't need this subpar form of corrosion control. So let's look at some of the laws of this outdated practice. And I say outdated, but you can buy a brand new Smith & Wesson model in the blued variation, which is completely redundant to me because it was a modern variation of the Revolver, so it has the proper materials, the proper chromium count within the stainless steel, which affords less oxidation of said material. So all the bluing does is just limit the amount of time your gun is aesthetically pleasing. So with the bluing comes the flaw that with each holster and unholstering of the firearm, you're going to have wear on the hot spots. Whereas on the stainless steel variants, if you do come across some kind of surface discontinuity, all you got to do is just use a high count paper with some polish and you are fucking good to go. Not only aesthetically, but the polish affords increased corrosion resistance. Whereas if you come across a discontinuity on the bluing, your only course of action and only point of recourse is to slap on some local bluing to hide the flaws. And if you actually do some research into bluing, it offers incredibly low corrosion resistance. And it was only applied to the firearms because the metallurgical processes in the past were nowhere near where they are today. So again, the point of contest for me between what gun I would be willing to sell, it is a Colt Revolver, and there's no fucking chance in hell I'm getting rid of it. But then again, there's no chance in hell I'm getting rid of my stainless steel Smith. So I guess this whole video is moot, but it brought me to the point where I actually drew a line in the sand, where I see absolutely no point in the bluing process anymore. Maybe it's just nostalgia, who knows. But if you're in the market for a revolver, I would opt to lean more towards the stainless steel side. I mean, there are other variations such as nickel coating, but that is even worse, in my opinion, than bluing, because any discontinuity within that plating, you're gonna have to get the whole gun fucking replated. And that is completely asinine. I mean, if you want a money pit, go fucking right ahead. Some of those guns are beautiful, but nowhere near as clean looking or as practical as having just a flat stainless steel gun. So maybe your preferences are founded on one or the other. Let me know in the comments below. Don't have an opinion? Let me know in the comments below. Have an opinion on not having an opinion? Let me know in the comments below. I personally see no need for bluing modern day revolvers. I mean, aesthetically, it doesn't appeal to me as much as stainless steel, and the practical aspect of it isn't there. So just a little heads up going forward in your future purchases.